All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to say, call hello, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. That is to say, all praise to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, through the Holy Spirit, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom to the 144,000, as well as to the rest of the hopeful righteous elect, men, women, and children of Israel, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth among the heathen, as well as those that even look like the heathen. All right, this is not a black or white thing. I'm the brother Yara Donba from the GMS branch here in Chicago, coming back at you. But what I hope to be another short yet edifying lesson, as well as exhorting, man. All right. And the title of this lesson is going to be We Shall Truly Know What It Means to Be Mighty. I might shorten it up a little bit, but something along those lines. All right. We shall truly know mighty. All right. And it came from a conversation I was having with the big bro Yanagi earlier, and he was talking about the conversation. I said something about the spiritual powers, and he was like, man, it's crazy. The spirit has been heavy on that topic as of late, man. And it's true. I've seen quite a few various brothers talking about that topic, and it's very exhorting understanding the times that we're going to come into, because we're going to need that at the end of the day. All right, let me get this one real quick, and I'm going to start off with this one, and then we're going to get into a few more scriptures, and that'll be it. This is Isaiah 59:19. So, Salakia, let me do this. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, right? And that standard goes into a way to escape, a way to flee. I believe that Hebrew word is nawas. Excuse me, standard. Yeah, nawas. All right, to flee, escape, right? So the Lord is going to lift up that standard, and part of that is going to be, of course, the Yahweh Shai is going to return in the chariots with the angels, right? But another part of that is the spiritual powers, man. Certain men will be endowed with that power, with those downloads, and they're going to do whatever they got to do. All right, and that's part of getting those it's those new bodies, man, because we're going to receive that as well, man. This is First Corinthians chapter 15, and let me see. No, it's in this chapter. It's not the same. And we just start. We'll go here. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 50. It says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trump shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall all be changed, man. Them new bodies, those sinless bodies, man. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory, right? And the kingdom, we will never sin again, man, right? We'll be able to do everything, and we will never sin again. Everything, the laws will be downloaded into us, man. It will be in our inward parts, as the new covenant states that it will be, showing you that we will have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments will be implemented in the kingdom of heaven, right? But I really want to focus on these spiritual powers, man. We just read about the new bodies. I'm gonna get a few more precepts, and that's going to be it. This is Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 31. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint, man. So you jumping over buildings. We read about, various stories of the men of old, fighting lions and things of that nature, right? How much more when we get this download and these spiritual powers come into play, man? How much more when those new bodies come into play? It's going to be a beautiful thing, man. You know, the Lord is going to fight for us. He said, this is part of the Lord fighting for us, man. Let's let me see. Chase. It's in Joshua, I believe. Chase 1000. Wait, that's this one. Is this one I'm thinking of? Yeah, this is actually what I was thinking of, I believe. Leviticus 26, and it is one in Joshua as well. 26:4. Then will I give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit, and the threshing and your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time, and ye shall eat your bread to the full and dwell in your land safely. And I will give you peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land. Right? This is talking about in the kingdom. It says, and ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. For I will have respect unto you, and make you fruitful and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you. Right? It's another one here in Joshua. It says, I'll start at verse 8. It says, but cleave, Joshua 23:8, it says, but cleave unto the Lord Yahweh your power, as ye have done unto this day. For the Lord Yahweh hath driven out from before you great nations and strong. But as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day. Right? And we're in a lower state right now, but when this thing happens, when this time comes, hey, nothing's going to stand in front of the men of the Lord, man. All right. Hey, because if we read it, the Lord is going to lift up that standard, and that's what it's going to be, man. Verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000, for the Lord your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. So again, he's going to fight for you. He's going to lift up that standard, and this is a part of that standard, man. Mount up with wings as eagle, running and not getting weary. Right? You're going to be at a what they say is that Superman, he can leap over a building in a single bound. It's going to be real, man. All right. Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8. It says, in that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the Most High, as the angel of the Lord before them. Right? So think about that, man. It's in 1 John, the 3rd chapter. It talks about we don't know what he will be at his appearing, but we shall be like him. And we're going to get another one after this. Let's see. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. That's heavy, man. Let's get this. In the red letter, Yahweh Shai said, greater. Whew. John chapter 14 and John 14 and 9, Yahweh Shai saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, shew us the Father? Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me. But he doeth the works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Right? Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So Yahweh Shai said, we're going to do the works that he did and greater, man, in that day. So imagine running around and healing people, man. Hey, it was many times when they tried to seize Yahweh Shai, he disappeared in the crowd on them. They couldn't. It was nothing they can do about it. When they tried to when they came to arrest him right before the crucifixion, it's a part of the story that talks about how they just like flew back like the Jedi, man, like the Force. Now, and that's what's going to lead to this, man. Psalms 110 and 3. I start at the top. Psalms 110 and 1. The Lord Yahweh said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord Yahweh shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thy enemies. Verse 3, and this is the point that I wanted. It says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. Right? So when these things start happening, man, when we start to do those works, Lord willing, we be at that number that Yahweh Shai did and greater. Hey, the people gonna be willing in the day of that power, man. You know, you just start floating in the room. you ain't gonna have to worry about your wife and your kids trying to argue up and down about what's going on, man. Right? These things are gonna happen, man. You have to believe that through faith. Everything else that the Lord said is going to happen has come to pass. Why wouldn't this? You know? So this will come to pass, man. And always remember that. Hey, this is why we don't fear these devils, man. We rejoice. I'm gonna end off with that one. We rejoice that he's coming down with great wrath, man. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, man. And the moment he presses the button is the moment that Yahweh Shai presses that button, right? And he lifts up that standard, man. His elect will be defended. All right. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson, man. With that, I'm going to say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, taught us his truth. Shalom to the 144,000, as well as to the rest of the hopeful righteous elect, men, women, and children of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Wa Abba Babal.